Excellent connection.
Excellent connection.
And we're
no
live.
picture.
And we're
And we're live. So today we have a guest.
Hello.
This is Andreas, the guy I'm talking to on regprog.com, or the regular programming podcast. It's also the guy I'm talking to when I'm doing the Teaching Elixir thing.
Yep.
Where we go through the Elixir school curriculum, live book.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you.
Yep.
I'm still Lars.
Yes, that's
still
you.
Same. And we're just going to keep cranking away at the photo product thingy that I've been working on for a bit. And we just spent some time fixing file display, or viewing files and shipping them with the correct content type headers and stuff. And next step, I think, is adding and removing publishers and making that pretty enough. Maybe email updates for whenever things are published. So that's probably what we'll be dancing around this time. We'll see how far and how far we get and how long we go. I've been an absolute wreck from doing 2-hour streams, so I might cut it short this time, but I also enjoy doing it. So well, I'll switch the scene so we can see the editor. Ooh, fade.
Sweet. Do it again.
Don't tempt me. All right, so we just added support for publishers and for adding subscribers. So if I add food, also this top menu didn't exist last time I streamed, I think. I do put some work in during these Fridays. So these are two very unstyled lists of people. So if I do FOV2, did I not enter a name? All right. No, it doesn't save the name. That's interesting.
That's a bug. Maybe we should fix that right now.
It might just be that we should fix that right now. And this module never needed to see the light of day.
Indeed.
Okay, let's shut some of these down. Actually, that one might have the answer to. I think I know why. It does not actually look at the name field. It does not. It shouldn't be required, but it should at least use it when it's available. Yep. I think that's the issue.
Let's see.
So, all right, I'm not convinced that it has reloaded the thing. I see another issue though. Fix.
Sweet.
Making swell progress.
Oh, yeah.
Also, if you're watching, as I am always repeating, like do let me know in the chat. Say hi, and if you have any questions, do ask them. This is not an entirely scripted show. We actually don't have a very solid plan. I don't really roll into these with a lot of planning. I just do things. So feel free to ask questions. You cannot derail it because there is no rail.
But you had another bug.
We have another bug.
Which one?
I just want to remove some of these documents. So when we've added something, the old one still sticks around in the chain or in the form.
So when you update something, the old one doesn't go away.
Yeah. So let's see, here's handle invite, and it does a repo insert, and then if it succeeds, it refreshes the people. It's important to have fresh people.
Yes.
That's how we get the new one in the list. So do you have any idea what we should be doing to fix this?
What does refresh people do?
That loads the list of people and assigns them to the socket.
This sounds like one of those when you need a key. I'm just thinking, what's the name for that one? The cool stuff 5 years ago. Shadow DOM.
Oh, I don't think we'll need shadow.
Okay, very good. Because or a virtual DOM, because I
Yeah.
was thinking that a key was needed.
So what data is?
We have an email address
Prepare.
and a name, but you didn't. Yes, we have an email address and a name.
So we get these fields from add invite.
Yep.
And what add invite does is it instantiates a change set, an empty change set. Then we add things in this form, and then the change set is not empty anymore.
Yeah.
And then we press invite, and we do the inviting, and then we refresh the list of people.
Oh.
But we never do anything else. Hey, Jose. But we never really do anything else with this form. So it just stays the way it is, because that's the state.
Nice. Yeah, so maybe we should clear the form.
Yeah. So what's the easy way of doing that?
You push the reset button.
Hold on. Form button reset.
Yes, it exists.
Yeah. This is a little bit old school.
It's the worst button in the whole HTML standard.
Start over. Yeah. I'm thinking something's different.
Okay, can you so this form, is it can you assign the invite stuff to an empty change set again? Or is that the wrong way to do this?
Yeah, that sounds reasonable to me. So,
Cool.
so last time we did this. I wonder if that works. Oh, now it cleared it because we reloaded the entire view. But let's do foo 5, a good friend.
Yeah, many foo.
And now it's cleared.
Whoop whoop.
That's
nice.
hard bug to fix.
That's
one of the sort of neat things when working with a live view. You build up the states, and you just keep manipulating it, and it's usually fairly straightforward to do. All right, these lists look like garbage, though. They look very, very bad. Also, removing.
Yes.
Maybe tackle removing before we've tackled the sign.
Yes.
Because I want one more button.
A reset. Sorry.
I feel like the dynamic of my live stream has changed.
I can't see why.
I will not call this button reset.
Good. Because it will wreck your form.
So this is one of those moments where,
hey,
if you just, oh hey Joan, do we just want to add a delete button, and the moment you hit it, it's deleted? That's usually not that great of an experience.
I think the best experience is to, when you press the delete button, it's removed, and then you either get an undo something somewhere, or you get a trash can. That's the absolutely best user experience.
Yeah. There's very little cost in removing or adding these, because we don't actually. So we do need to send an email when we invite people. We don't do that yet. But there's no sort of, they need to verify or anything to actually use the system. So we could just drop them. But I think having a sort of don't accidentally remove people flow would still be beneficial.
Yep.
So I'm leaning towards, actually I'm leaning towards checkboxes for all of these things, and then you could just check a number of them and then delete. Then you still have a 2-step delete, even if you're deleting a single person.
Sure. If you add that the row is highlighted when you check the checkbox, I think is a good experience. And make it a big checkbox.
Big checkbox.
So it's easy to click inside it.
Yeah. Something I've done for other things where I don't want to accidentally anything.
Yeah.
So the edit form here, for example, it's like, this doesn't work. Delete. Confirm.
Yeah.
And there's
Can you delete images here?
Yeah, you can. So you can go in here.
And then you have, okay.
And that's a delete.
Maybe you want the interface to be consistent.
I think I was adding that, but I must have just thrown out and thought this is a little bit overcomplicated, or I interrupted myself and then threw out the code. Not sure where that ended up.
That's interesting.
But yeah, this one is a little bit of a loaded gun.
Yep.
You can also add captions. That's the big reason for this entire drop down thing. But yeah, so that's my thinking on having a delete flow. So the absolute easiest thing is to add just a button per thing. Let's see, if I do checkboxes, then I would benefit from having them in a form, because then I can get just which checkboxes are checked.
Yep.
So also maybe I should have. That's not part of the list. It's like, where's the end tag? I thought I ended with the end tag. Okay, let's make this into a form then. People in exchange. I don't really want to do anything in particular on in exchange, but we can wait on that. If I needed to update the entire row, I could use it, but I don't think I need it. So just Phoenix submit.
Yep.
Oh, right, this is one of those. No, I don't actually want a global submit on that. I want to bind something to Phoenix click on a button. So if someone hits enter while in that form, for some reason, it shouldn't trigger the entire delete action.
Indeed.
Well, actually, maybe I should set Phoenix submit and then no auth.
Yeah.
That's overkill for now. Phoenix click equals delete. There's not much else we might want to do with these for now.
No.
There's a bunch of nuances here that we will have to get into. So the best way to highlight the entire row, and this is sort of like a table, but it's not really a table.
But you want a table sooner or later.
I'm not sure I do.
I'm sure you do.
Well, that's good for you.
You just don't know this yet.
Because I could just do flex, or even table of spacing or whatever. But I can do flex. It will make them be. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yep. You have.
That's more alliance than I need.
Yeah.
Okay. So doing this, I don't know if it's entirely legit to wrap an li in a label, but that's one of the best ways to make the whole line toggle the checkbox.
Do it the other way around. Wrap the label in the list item.
Yeah, but
depending on,
like, if I want to highlight the entire row.
Yeah. Will the label take all the space of that block item?
Can make it.
Yeah, because then you could put the list item in the label.
It's like plus block.
Yep.
Then that will be it. And then we do the type equal checkbox. Name equals, this is where it gets a little bit annoying. People.rp.id, and it shouldn't just be a number, so person dash.
Can you put the type there? Is that, do you need that?
Well, the live view already knows what type this is.
That's good.
So we don't really need that. So we can go to subscribers, which is more.
Yep.
So now we can check.
Yep.
Anywhere on. on the whole thing, and then we can hit delete users, and it probably does nothing and complains.
Yep. No function close matching.
No function clause matching, which is accurate. There is no handle event for the delete function. It also did not send a bunch of values, which is unfortunate. Do I need IDs for these as well? I'm not sure I do, but let's add them.
Okay.
I think sometimes that helps morph them, if nothing else.
Ah, fair enough.
Oh, but I also did not check any of them, so that's probably why I didn't get any values.
Okay, before we implement anything useful, could we add that it highlights the checked rows?
I think we could. I'm just looking at whether it sends this information. Oh yeah, Phoenix Click will not actually send it. Phoenix Submit will. So we will have to modify this form if we ever want to add more variants, more types of actions that can be taken. But for now, let's just assume any button press is a delete. Because there's a bunch of weirdness with submit buttons and the whole form structure thing. Because when you hit a particular button for submission, the only thing that's paused, and that's only paused if you do a form submit, not if you do it via JavaScript, you don't know which button was pressed.
Yep.
Which is
Yep.
It's gross. But that's the way it is. Web limitations. So if we hit that, I would now expect us to have some values to
person 2 equals on. Person 4 equals on. Very good.
Still gross, huh?
Yeah, it's super gross.
Oh, there. This is how that actually looks. Person 2 on, person 4 on. Those much easier to deal with than the query string.
Yep.
Oh, right. This should not be posting for one thing. Let's see. Then it's that and that equals post. It was sending a get, so if you look at our query string. There we go.
There we go.
But you wanted some highlighting.
Yep.
So no, wait. Let's see. There's a way to do this. I know there is.
I think you can write a really fancy CSS selector for this. Do you use CSS selectors anymore?
Occasionally. Tailwind makes it so I don't always have to. But the easiest way of doing this, so if we...
You can check P. Can you check P? No, you cannot check P.
Because like check whether it's checked, essentially, just in code.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that, or use Alpine to do that. We have a few different options.
Pure CSS is the coolest version.
Pure CSS would mean
for all labels that has a child of type checkbox that is checked. Turn the background red or some other color.
I don't think you can select them whether they have a child that is...
I think you can. I don't know if I want to...
I know you can do siblings.
Yeah, you can. It's a bit involved.
Child... Child combinator.
Nah.
This would give you.
Maybe you can.
See that pseudo class check apply to parents.
Okay.
Has.
I'm in the future because we need another CSS selected level.
Yeah, we don't have level 4 yet. I don't remember. All right, so we
Okay,
can
that was
do
it.
this in a much more straightforward and much
Yep.
less fancy way, which is just toggle. Let's call that one toggle, so we can do that whenever. So let's handle some events. Let's not add some type specs. I should disable that. I never use it and I hit it all the time.
Huh.
And it's an automatic suggest type specs, which isn't a bad feature. It's just I don't use it, so it's a little bit annoying.
Yep.
And
Look
here,
through parents, put stuff and stuff.
yeah, so we just inspect params. Boop, boop, boop. I want underscore target. Oh, yeah, okay, underscore target is the specific one we just hit.
Yep.
And the rest are just keys. Okay.
So reduce over all keys that start with person. So filter all keys, reduce over that.
Yeah. Don't know if we need to. Let's start this way. Just filter on this key values, and we care about both the key and the value.
You don't care about the value, I think.
I want all the checked IDs.
Yeah.
And I guess those could be off. I don't know.
No, they can't. Unmark one. They aren't sent.
Okay, fair enough. So then we don't have to care about them. Seems like it would be the proper thing to do to actually look at that, though.
But yeah, it is.
String starts with. You want any key that starts with. And then we can just map those.
Yeah.
And there we bring the replace key. Oh, actually, do. Actually, we can just we should just be able to pattern match it like this.
Yep.
And then boop boop. Spring ID. That should be fine to do up here.
Very nice.
So that will throw if it, or that will be a straight error if that ever doesn't check out. But so then we have some string IDs.
Yes.
And then we want to do a string to integer ID.
Yes.
And then we have some checked IDs. So we should assign those to the socket. Checked IDs, so we actually know what we're dealing with. And with that, I would like to make sure we have checked IDs here as well.
Yep.
So I can assume that it's present instead of if nilling or whatever. And then we can just do if key.id in these do and we should just be able to throw a class name in here. And then it's BG blue 300, I think.
Cool.
Oh, it's doing weird things now.
Is everything compiled? There we go.
But it's that's weird. Oh wait, it's re-rendering this, and it doesn't. So we're triggering a re-render of this part of the DOM by doing this.
Yep.
But we're not telling it like this checkbox should be checked whenever.
Yep. Oops.
No, that's fine. So let's add some of that. You really did not like this syntax, did you? Poor browser, or poor parser. Oh, what did I do now? There. Here we go. Okay, so this is the checkbox. Let's do some line breaking.
Fun. I think you can do checked equals and all.
We just do checked, I think.
Yep.
So now check it. Checked. Don't check
Good
it.
stuff.
Unchecked. Very advanced. All right. That works.
Yep.
And I don't think we need to add any sort of filtering to this view because I don't expect you'd be having like 200 subscribers. That's not really what this is for.
Nah.
And if you do, well, I can add that quite easily eventually.
Yes.
If I see the need. Okay, so now we have the basis for making this prettier. We should probably also handle the delete event. Also, I should add impl. Where things will complain.
What does impl true do?
It says I am implementing a callback.
Oh.
And I am not adding a new function.
Huh. Cool.
Or yeah. I think it can have consequences in certain cases. Often it's not much. Okay. And now, instead of needing to parse the params, we can just look at what we've assigned in the socket, because this is run before anyone hits the button. Bottom. Yes, before anyone hits the bottom. That's the Swedish accent right there. We can also do this. Grab this. And just and instead of doing that, we add disabled.
That's strange.
No, that's not strange at all. Because I'm trying to do PID. But what I want to do is if checked IDs equals.
Okay, fair enough.
So now it's disabled, as you can see. As you can clearly see with this black text, it's quite disabled. But now we can just grab from socket assigns checked IDs, which makes this a lot easier. So this socket, we want to, after we're done, we want to assign checked IDs to be empty again, which will uncheck all our boxes. And we want to refresh people. But for each. So I could do this as like a where in query. But that's more effort of looking at the docs than I care to do right now.
So you're just gonna make lots and lots and lots and lots of queries in a transaction?
Yeah, absolutely gonna.
Okay. I'm gonna look up how to do a where in query. You're not
Yeah.
getting off this hook so easy.
Oh no. Oh no. He's going after me.
Yep.
Right, I need to pull the scheme as well so we get some more time.
Yep.
I don't think it's even particularly difficult.
It's just that you don't have it in your buffer.
Yeah, it's very much that.
Yeah.
The schema, delete. Yeah, this is like delete too, but it. Thank you. Enum each. Socket that assigns effect IDs. Maybe. So removing 2 and 4 and hitting that, and that exploded. No function clause matching in keyword merge. Repo delete. Okay. Apparently I don't know how repo delete works either. So
Oh no.
I always get a bunch of stuff connected mixed up. That's a little bit annoying.
Yeah, I can see why.
But it's mostly due to it's like SQL is a large
Yep.
surface. Delete all sounds good. Yeah.
Haven't we spoken about this in the
Oh, we have.
irregular programming?
We have. So what repo delete wants is a struct for the type of thing I'm trying to delete, and I really don't care to make one of those. So you're gonna get your wish.
Yes. I still haven't found out how to do this, so it's gonna be interesting.
So from
Yep.
schema.
Oh, they did that.
I wonder if I'm okay to use schema like that, actually, because there's a lot of compile time stuff going on with Ecto. All right, we'll see. Where, and then we should be able to do ID colon socket assigns the is
Yeah.
So we can actually check some of this work before we do it.
What does the hat schema do?
It says I want to use this sort of dynamic-ish interpolated value. We don't need it when we're doing it in IEX here, because we're not going to be using a variable.
Okay.
On belly. Familiar. Let's see. Publishing. Subscriber. Where the let's see.
2 and 4, perhaps.
Yeah. I'm find the function from right. Import Ecto create. Because macros. 2 and 4 cannot be dumped to type ID or the value is compatible. Right. So let's look at how we do it in, because I don't remember. Functions. Where? Country, Sweden, equals, filters.
Do we want to dynamically filter the source?
Query. In this. Oh, I've looked this up too many times in my life. Someone said that this was correct answer. Okay, yeah. So it's a little bit of a DSL. So you should just be able to do.
Try it in the terminal
All right.
first.
Yeah.
Is it a hack before the list? After where?
So from P in where.
Interesting.
We should need that stuff is where and p.id in. Okay.
Wow.
So
Can you
I'm
get
still a little bit unclear if that will work because Ecto sometimes bites me
Yeah.
ways that I don't quite expect. Because it verifies all your queries as correct at compile time.
I think that's kind of good.
Yeah, it's great. It's also super annoying when you run into an issue with that.
Yep.
Because it limits your options significantly.
Yep.
Which is mostly good. Well, subject.designs to check that these. Actually, we should. Not sure you can do the dotted path.
Should be able to. But that's just what I think you should be able to. I don't know.
It also becomes more readable. Our IDs.
Yep.
And then we don't need that one.
You have too many where?
I
Or
do.
do you? No, there's something else.
Let's use schema outside of match clauses. Okay, so can I do that? Maybe. We'll see. 2 and 4, here you go.
Boom. The sequel looks alright.
Yeah, it looks like it did.
Delete from subscribe.
Yeah, but you know what I did not do?
Nah.
Did not update the socket properly.
Oh.
So
Oh.
they did go away.
So what was okay? So
I did not reassign the new updated socket. I did functional programming mistake 101.
Yep, I only saw the red text.
Yeah.
And when what's wrong?
Oh yeah, no.
Nothing's wrong. It's just deletion.
Very serious debug.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Something I'm slightly curious to do here as well, but that's probably not worth doing right now, is to be able to enter multiple email addresses.
Nah. What you can do instead, which is much faster and could make your users lose their mind, is to refocus on email when you press enter.
Yeah, okay, done.
Okay, it's cool.
Oh.
Yep.
Since
Now, let's do
just
something more interesting.
All right. Design, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it looks like crap. Still.
Yeah. I think you should use a table.
Why?
Because I want the names to be aligned horizontally. Like that. But yeah.
Reasonable. Okay. But that doesn't require a table.
It doesn't?
No.
Okay, fix.
Okay. So there's a few different ways you can tackle that sort of thing. One is setting a limit sort of to how wide the email can be.
Yep.
But you're thinking more like how tables typically work.
Yeah.
Which we can actually just ask CSS to give us that. Let's see, table layouts. No, that's not the one. Play. So
it's like inline table, right?
table cell.
Table cell.
Or table row.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can just tell this equal table row.
And then put a span around each of them. So now you basically re-implemented tables in CSS because you didn't want to change some LIs
There's
to
a-
TRs.
Well, with a table, you should also have TDs and
Yeah.
T body and T head.
I don't need that, but you could.
This is just a layout concern. It's not very much a table. It's not like
Well, it's tabular data.
is it really?
Yeah, it's a matrix consisting of the number of users and the number of rows, and email and name on the other axis.
No, this is really gonna be a list.
Boom! Look, it became uglier.
Go away. Let's see. I don't actually know why this is so compact.
I think it defaults.
Yeah, because it is picking up.
Yeah. So it works. It's just removing all the things. The full thing said.
Yeah. So this one doesn't need to be a block. Okay, yeah, it really, really needs to be a.
Yep.
Or it could be a table row, but I guess let's make it a block. Let's skip that part because that's not required.
Should the label be the table row?
It depends. This list item is in there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can work with it. Not too proud. I can be reasonable.
And I cannot. That's why we complement each other so well.
Is that so?
Yeah. I promise you.
Shove these suckers in TDs. Ugh. I bet they've removed the default style.
So it will look like crap here too.
Bet they have. Okay, so this is your dream.
Yep. Do androids dream of tables? Of course we do. Look, it became prettier.
No,
Yeah, slightly.
there was mild spacing changes.
Yeah. Can you
Okay,
still click on
we should
things and not have things go?
Proof fork at invalid.io really wants to be in this.
Yeah.
La la la.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they work.
Yep.
Cool.
Look how pretty.
So how do you make them take up the right amount of space now? I ask.
With 100%. Or whatever.
MX auto W. So I think this should be like 2/3 or something.
Nice. A bit. Need more of everything.
Yeah. Spacing for one.
Yeah.
It adds an implicit T-body. That's
Yeah, it does. Pretty, eh?
Ugh.
Then you can add a T head to get the.
So can I add
email
CSS to target the implicit T-body?
I don't know.
Let's
Try it out.
Hydration break.
Yes.
It's important to hydrate. All right. So now I want all of these to have at least 2 padding.
What's the unit in the two?
A
good one?
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's not pixels. I'll tell you that much. 2 nice spacings.
I don't think you want the first one to have 2 nice spacings.
I do.
No, because it looks ugly.
That's rude.
Yeah.
Um,
So not the checkbox.
where's
but the
my
other ones.
where's my blue? Why don't it go blue? Bloop.
It's. Are you allowed to have labels outside?
I'm skeptical if you're allowed to do labels wrapping parts of a table in this way.
Yeah. Maybe I done goofed here.
Okay, let's undo all of your horrible work in convincing me to do that, because I do want the blue.
Yep.
And let's see if this will do.
Pretty.
Well, this is just that. There we go. Still not great. Mouse equals table. That help? No. And the thing is, if we could do some flexbox stuff, that wouldn't do it right either.
You could also go that you accept a max length for the email.
I mean, max W. I think 50 means 50%. W 1 Let's just remove the table cells and see if this is good enough. A lot of kerfuffle about tables. This, oh, yeah, I don't think I undid everything I should have undone.
Nah, you just went this one ugly, and then things happened.
Mm-hmm. So. Okay, what kind of garbage have I left lying about now? I think there's some. Because no, I can't click those.
Maybe reload everything.
Okay. Seem to do it.
Almost.
But we can also just do it. Okay. All right, these are not. It's a span. It does not react to the width at all. It's a nice gotcha. There we go.
Yeah.
Boosted them all the way over there. So maybe. Mine's off.
No, yeah.
So one thing we could probably do here is flex. Make that one an inline block. Say that this is a flex grow and this is a line right. I think that's a thing.
Yeah, there's a thing.
Yeah, it's a little bit wide maybe.
Yeah. So
Smidge.
smidge.
It's auto. And as always, questions are welcome. So if you're watching and you have questions for what the heck we're doing and why, that's perfectly fair and reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some spacing. So P2. But this means that the name will always stick to the right, and the email will be able to grow until it hits the name.
Something really strange happens with that one, the checkbox.
Yeah, I don't think it likes this.
Nah. maybe a checkbox is a block by default.
It might
No,
be.
it's inline. Because otherwise you couldn't put things next to it. And you can.
Yeah.
Align right? Align left, sorry.
Yeah, okay. So,
No.
but we've added some padding to that, but we haven't really added any margin. So it's there's nothing weird about what it's doing right now, actually. I don't think it respects padding at all.
Fair enough.
So margin top 4, maybe. I don't know. Let's see, 3.
What's happening?
3 should be okay.
So
there. It just wasn't loading the class correctly.
Okay, it's a shame you can't see my finger while you're watching the stream, but I'm pointing at the foof, which is doing.
Yeah, so this is doing per line.
Yeah.
So la 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 is being treated separately.
So one thing that I'm regularly doing when I'm doing CSS and HTML and being confused and sad is to put things in other things. And so the idea I'm having here is, could you put the check, I'm pointing again, this is good, put the checkbox inside the first span.
For what purpose?
To get rid of the really strange margin, inline block, all that stuff, and just put it in something that's inline block already. Because that one won't really care about anything anyway.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I know why it's strange.
Huh?
It's align right. It aligns to the rightmost thing.
Yeah. If you look at the size of these blocks,
yeah,
it is actually as small as it can.
Huh. So what happens if you put align left there instead?
So could do flex grow on that one. Huh.
That's super ugly.
Interesting. But we could also skip the align right and say that this can max grow to half the available space. No max W.
It's still right aligned. Can you do a align left on the name span?
I'm a little bit curious about this difference. Okay, yeah, so that one's bigger, and that's the reason why. So we can actually probably just tell this, like, you're half the size of the thing.
No, fair enough.
And this one is not allowed to grow further than half the size.
Yep.
We could just say these are both half the size.
And now remove flex everywhere.
And there's no space for considered for the checkbox. So that will probably bite me at some point.
Yeah, put the checkbox in the span. Come on.
I don't want to. But
I know you want to.
I'm a little bit annoyed because things stop working.
Yeah, that's probably more important.
So when I check this.
So where's the label class? Is there a label? Does it show? It does show up.
Label's there. Oh, there's an end quote right there that I don't think should be there.
Let's try this again.
Oh, well, hold on. Yes, it was supposed to be there.
Oh.
Big long clause definition.
Yeah.
There we go.
This is what you get for fiddling around with classes.
Yeah. Rounded, medium, padding 4. No, too much. Padding 2.
Maybe you should only have the padding on the label and not anything else.
Yeah, padding 2 out here. And these just need some margin on the x-axis to make sure they're not flush against each other. That's it, to make sure That's right.
Now you can remove some of the margin there, right?
Yeah.
Margin.
Probably all of it.
Yeah.
No, not all of it.
Can you just make that? That's maybe not adjust, but can you make the checkbox be centered vertical?
I think it might actually, because Flexbox is much better than everything
Nice.
else.
I haven't used Flexbox in anger.
Items center. So it should be able to do items center. They should hue closer to the center line. And then, yeah, so now we don't have an MT there.
Yep.
It's looking nice.
Does it add a dash when it makes a line break? Because that's kind of bad in an email address. Look at the FUPA one, the last one.
Huh?
Okay, I'm gonna point.
Oh. No, I think.
I don't think you added.
Yeah, I did.
Did you have the dash?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
Dodged a bullet there.
Yeah. Okay. Add another
So,
email which is even longer that doesn't have a dash.
Let's do. Is this list?
Okay, it hasn't dash.
So I don't really want this to be full. They do that. No, then it stops centering. So maybe we just do MX6 or something. So this has a margin.
Yep.
But it uses all the available space.
Yep.
And then it will select
Creating
like that, which looks okay. We could tone down the blue a little bit. That's a refresh bug. And that is not okay. We need some margin. Oh. So when we do this, they're separate.
Yep.
Okay.
Buttons.
Yeah, so let's deal with the form parts. Oh. Actually, this should be able to move on to the form, which has too many of these things. What are these? Attributes.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a lot of terminology in programming that just start becoming interchangeable, and at certain points, like for example in HTML, attributes is a very specific thing.
Yep.
And in HTTP, params tends to be a very specific thing.
Yes.
Was it 6 or 4? I don't remember.
Try 4.
But it also like options, properties.
Yep.
There's just so many words that mean roughly the same thing. Yes. Thingies. Fly just landed on my nose. How rude is that? In the middle of a live stream.
Super rude.
Rude fly. You need better pests.
Yes. Upgrade pest.
Pest-driven development.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, let them decide.
Yeah. Welcome to our new presentation, presenting the new paradigm, pest-driven development.
Yeah. So I think maybe we just Salto and W 1/3 and BG red 300, the text white, B2,
some M's maybe.
rounded, MD. Yeah, we could do some MG, MY for get it spaced. That's a very faded red.
But it's disabled. Try to enable it.
Okay, but that's the general color. If we want the
Oh,
disabled
okay.
color, disabled BG red 300, that's
Yeah.
fine. Or we could just do gray 400, so it's a little bit faded in.
Yeah, so it won't get exciting until you mark one. Now it's exciting.
And then we do the exciting remove.
Whoop,
And it's back
whoop.
to disable.
Good stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
That looks alright. I don't know. Well, oh, right, it's inside. I would have expected an MX Auto to be sort of over here. Doesn't really matter. Let's keep going. I like the width of it.
Yep.
That's about right. And then we have the invite form.
Oh yeah.
This is apparently a visual stream.
Yep.
Lots of visual stuff. So this should be MX4 just as the above stuff, which gives us a little bit of an indent. And then, so now I want to look at my login form a little bit, but since I don't want to log out, let's just grab it. I don't actually know how to jank everything within the quotes.
If
Would
you go
that
to
be
the,
why I swoop?
well, if you go to the beginning of the quote,
Well, I
you
just
can
want to see
take
if
a
that
look
worked.
at it.
I think it worked.
Nice.
Why I double quote.
Yep.
Yank inside. I'm guessing. And let's put the same one here, and then we'll have to modify it because it's meant for a slightly bigger context. Pompous front page. And there's a button here as well. Yank inside quotes. That's one of the good things about sort of Vim is you can intuit or sort of compose from what you already know. Huh, that actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I would change the MT a little bit.
Now I want the delete users button to be centered too.
That's fair. That's what I tried to do to it. Oh, I didn't do it as a block though. So
Isn't it? Oh, well. I thought button wasn't. No, maybe it isn't.
also inlineable.
Yeah.
But this actually needs a heading.
Yep.
Because this is super confusing. So NH2. And as always, questions are welcome. Also say hi in the chat if you're watching. I'd like to hear that there's people there. Is there anybody out there? Or XL, make it big. And then it needs some margin.
Yep. 1,000.
Don't think that's implemented.
Boom. Maybe the user list needs a header too. Or heading.
Yeah. Just do type plus capitalize, I think exists. Yeah, but I haven't told it to have all the other styles. No. Let's do this right.
Yes.
Which
very
would
good.
actually work for both publishers.
And then you can change the user thing, users to be type and an S too.
That's true.
That's the final touch.
Optimize.
Yeah. Gotta optimize the user experience.
Yeah. This is perfect localization.
Yeah. Get text doesn't have anything on us.
Nailed it.
Yes. Maybe you don't need the
I don't need MT here.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I need a lot less MT, and I need some MB.
Yeah, do you really?
No, that
I don't think you do.
the lower one, it should push off of the heading a little bit. Let's see, how much did I have down here? It's MT8, and I want that. The same. Give it a bit of
Not
space.
maybe on the one. Should it be so much on the label?
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But between the first and the second one, isn't that like huge?
Oh wait, these I did not.
Well, you did,
That-
but you
I
didn't mean
didn't.
to.
What did I do?
Maybe put it on the UL instead.
That was my plan.
Oh, okay. That explains why you were so.
So stupid.
Yeah, that too. Or so convinced of that you were right.
I could have sworn. All right. And something that I think would help a little bit here with visual clarity could be an straight up HR.
Ah, old school.
It's almost perfect. Don't think I want it full width. And it go 2/3. Maybe I
Block
want it in the
center.
middle.
Whoop whoop.
I think it's
Okay.
already a block.
Yeah, it is.
Can I get it 4/5?
Nah,
Yeah, I can.
you could.
I
Okay.
just need to save twice. It's a tailwind setup. I've screwed up somehow.
Oh, cool.
And then some MY, so nothing should be closer to each other than sort of 8, I guess. Yeah, that would just be collapsed by with the larger margin underneath. So there we go.
Good stuff.
I think that looks pretty neat. And if we mobile it, that's spacing up top. I think this is weird. Why so bad? Oh right, the menu bar thing. It wraps.
And
That's great. Okay, let's see if we can fix that
Yeah.
in the actual menu bar. So, on mobile, the question is, do we even want that one to follow us around on mobile? I'm not sure. Not sure we do. Because that's a fixed.
Oh.
But I could do, let's see. Responsive design, let's look up what that means. So, I just don't entirely remember how they use the breakpoints. You're also falling out of the camera, so
Yeah.
move closer in if you like.
Yeah.
So, this one says width 16 by default, 32 on medium screens, and 48 on large screens. Cool. So, what we could do is say it's only fixed on large screens.
Yep. I need to sleep.
Oh, hey. No worries. You missed all the fun shenanigans, but that's
we had some seriously good banter.
Well, I'll leave that else to judge.
Or mostly me being obnoxious and Lars being reasonable.
Okay, so now it doesn't. I think I want medium to be fixed as well.
Yep.
So now if we have a ton of these, so proof 1, proof 2. Yeah, so now we have a bit scrolly and it still behaves.
Yep.
And if we go to phone, still behaves, but this is a lot of padding or margins only. I wonder if that's because this one has a ton of that, or what else is in there? A div. Oh, right, that's my ugly fix for mostly this issue. But I only need that one when it's... So this would be only for large and mediums. Oh. It's an ugly way of just pushing all the content down.
Ah, because is it a float or something other exciting?
So this one is just a fixed. The toolbar is a fixed
okay, got it.
thing floating on top, and just so I don't have to think about the margin every single time I've done that. There's many other ways I could probably have solved that, but now.
But this is the way you solved it this time.
Okay, I can deal with that. So, subscribers, we can manage them.
This is very nice. We can also manage the publishers. So, let's see if we can... So, try to delete yourself.
But I want to exist. So
what happens now? Can you add yourself again?
We'll see. I think it will be probably be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually check any of this stuff for this part of it.
It didn't save your name.
No, because it has the same problem. I thought I had fixed it for this one.
Do you... It's... Yeah...
Let's delete
one change set for each...
Yeah. Let's fix me.
Let's fix you.
While we have kicked ourselves out.
Yep. Yep. That's very good. Okay.
Then we can add, this is not an actual email address that exists.
Unlike like all the others. Ah, that's the best name. So, that's very good.
Cool. Seems to work.
Yeah. Do you want to check so you can delete yourself? Because you could check if it's...
Right.
If you're the logged in user, you cannot delete the logged in user.
That's a reasonable thing to do, and the most straightforward way of doing that is not render the checkbox for yourself.
Or disable it. That's the... I think that's the least surprising.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know, let's try it at least.
So that would be if... I believe we have at user email as a value. So I would compare that to p.email to just print disable here.
Yes.
Not available. Okay. What are the ones I'm assigning here? Live as email. Okay.
It's a good one. Yep.
But I can't click it now.
That's true. Could you add a hover or title or one of those texts?
You want to explain why?
Yeah.
You cannot move yourself.
Yeah, and then maybe just put it in the if email part. Because otherwise it will be even more confusing. That's not the if email part.
No, it's not. Annoying. Grab the whole line.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will need to do some escaping and stuff.
Okay.
Because we're doing it inside Elixir now. We don't have to do it that way. Actually, at this point, it's worth not doing it in Elixir. So let's break out of Elixir. Do disable, title, booba booba.
Yep.
And then just go into Elixir to end it. There we go. So
Very good.
now we have that, but this one's fine. Okay.
Hi, Adrian.
Hey, Adrian. Welcome to the stream. Someone you know?
Nah.
Okay. There was someone you knew on here, right?
Nah.
No, okay, you've just been friendly.
Yep, I'm very friendly. I'm your
You
friendly
are.
neighborhood Elixir programmer.
Yeah, you're starting to self-identify as a man. That's nice.
Fake it till you make it. I'm the fake root after all.
Yeah, I should probably... The figure thing probably deserves an explanation, but let's not.
Yeah, it's autocomplete
Okay.
a long time ago.
What else did we have in mind? Notification emails. So, like, you've been added is one. And
Yeah.
then there's a post has been posted. A postly post
Yes.
has been postly posted. So, for you've been invited, that goes in this one. So, here is where we invited. And right now I'm doing what's probably a bastardization of sort of the Chris Keathley method, where I don't build up a bunch of contexts and sort of utility. I don't build up my domain logic, which would be if I wanted to build domain logic around inviting people, I would have probably a module that's subscribers, and that would be my context module, and that would have an invite function. And that invite function would encapsulate the insertion into the schema and maybe even sending the email and notification and stuff. But he's argued around the idea that if you build fatter controllers instead, this is essentially a controller, it's a live view, but they do the same sort of thing. You have the whole power of the Ecto API, and any errors are automatically sort of handed back to the call site, which knows how to deal with them.
So you can remove lots of error handling code.
Yeah, otherwise I would need to sort of, okay, which errors could possibly happen due to the SQL call, and encapsulate those in some kind of domain logic friendly type of deal. It's also fairly common that people use change sets as a return value from your contexts, which means that suddenly part of Ecto is part of your domain logic API, but that's also a very convenient way to render forms.
But they shouldn't be in the domain logic.
No, but then it's passed off to the database, and if you don't have a change set, then you will need to build one later, and you do need to do error checking.
Yep.
This is what so you've done a lot of Django, and in Django you have models and model forms and stuff.
Yep.
And those are passed all around the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like
that's the thing. Like
they're like global variables in PHP. They're everywhere, and they're really useful.
I don't think they're quite as global, which is a perfectly fine thing to have for some purpose as well.
Yep.
Okay, so the code ends up in here. At some point, I might start pulling it out if I see that I need to more separation or I need to call it from more places. But I'm sort of defaulting to in here. So when we successfully invited a person, we want to send an email. So here's our messages. Dev invite email. And we, as we discussed earlier, we make it a magical link, so you're instantly able to log in the moment you're invited. This is using some email library called Bamboo, and I would probably change to Swoosh because it looks like Swoosh is going to be the default for Elixir. I haven't really played around much with either of them, so I have no strong opinions. But this has been fine so far. Swoosh seems fine. Email library is very uninteresting, but also very important. Invitation. might snazz up these later. You have been invited to this page. Or to you. No, you have been invited. I don't know what I want for copy yet. You have been invited. Go to this, log in. So that's the email. And if we look at the way we do the login thing, so it does request authentication email, which will, let's see. Yeah, this one creates the link and does the invitation stuff, or does the email sending as well. So let's copy this one and modify it so we have request invitation email.
Oh, okay.
That's that part. And then we just go dot request invitation email. Because right, this does all the dancing with the login and the things, and we just need to make sure that we're passing this another email, not our own. So person buddy. That should lead to, if I'm inviting let's do, see, what other email addresses do I have? I have nerves and newsletter. Not that it's important that it ends up in my email, but there it is.
Huh, lovely.
And you can see that this was sent out as a magic login link, and the user has already been added, so
yeah,
they're just ready to log in with that.
Cool.
Oh, hey Adolfo. Welcome to the stream. Let's see how much further we go. But that's invitations, email invitation. Done.
Yeah. Okay, that's anticlimactic.
Sorry.
Ah, no problem. It was nice. So what's the next step?
Notify people that are subscribers when something new has been posted.
That sounds fun.
So it might be anticlimactic too.
I hope so, because then we can start thinking about the
Next steps.
Yeah, or the digest logic.
Yeah, so that's certainly a future step. So we should check. I think we can do a big old BCC. No, we want a magical link for every one of them. But this actually adds a little bit of a twist to things. So I want to be able to direct people straight to a post, ideally. Oh, actually, if they just log in, they will see the latest post, which is near enough.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah, so if they just get an email with an update has happened, click here to see it. That's a login link, and they're in.
Yep.
Watching. Cool. They'll certainly do for now.
I would name the function notification email. That's even better.
Post published.
Yep.
notification email. Here we go. Naming.
One of the 3 hard things in computer science.
People keep saying that, but
Yep.
I mean, it's like, the hardest thing about starting a thing is figuring out what to name it. I'm like, yeah, just take any of my great suggestions. Publish sounds so formal. I really need to work on the language for this one.
Yep.
You have been warned. This is a little bit of a placeholder. All right, and this happens in Edit Live, and it happens when we set published at. So if is nil, post data published at, then we set is published to true. So this is the moment that something gets actually published.
Yep.
So this is actually the moment when we know that is new. Because I can't actually, I won't be able to tell further down after we've saved this.
Oh, yes.
Whether I should send one. Because I don't want to send one if you unpublish and republish something.
That's true.
If
That's
that,
just obnoxious.
yeah, that gets weird and bad. So this is when we've successfully posted, and if is new to and now it's familiar dot email dot post published notification email. And here, I guess we'll keep going with making these, because we do want it in the authentication module, I think, because you do need to be aware that you're creating a login. So this is where we use that. Very similar, and then instead of this, we do familiar authentication. I wonder if I will alias authentication. Nope, not gonna bother. So now, actually, we need to get all of our subscribers.
Yep.
So let's do. I'm not gonna send to all the publishers, even if that would sometimes be nice. I think it also gets annoying. Like if me and my wife were using this, sure, it would be nice to see what she's posted.
But then she can add you as a subscriber too.
Yeah.
Because you have these 2 tables for a reason, right? The publisher.
Sure. There's a reason.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
So
did I just break your design?
No, this is actually interesting. No, it's rather the opposite. It's interesting because get user, which is used there. So if we've been authenticated to the point where we have an email set for the session, it will. So regardless if I'm a subscriber, I'm logging in. So let's see, login controller. So that will get me an email, but then it will log me in as a publisher. So if you add yourself as a subscriber as well, actually that's a nice quirk of the design, but it works.
Yep.
I don't hate it. So we were doing something. There.
You want to get all the subscribers for a certain something.
Since currently this is sort of a global single
Okay, so one installation
single
is one
tenant
fee.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not the end goal, but the end goal is to make it multi-tenant in the way that we have a separate database
Okay.
for every tenant.
Yeah.
So I can design as if
Yeah. That's
I can
very
design
nice.
a lot of things in it as if there's only one.
Yeah. So get all the subscribers and do your thing.
Yeah, exactly. So repo.all subscriber.
Reduce. Whoop whoop.
Yeah, so let's do subscriber. Pipe that into repo.all. Pipe that into enum.each.
Oh, yeah.
That's an S, and we want S. Oh, we want this to email. You just want to reduce every enumeration we worked with today. I think you wanted to reduce it.
It's a safe bet.
Just because it's more capable than mapping.
Because almost
You can
everything
implement
is a
mapping.
reduction
Yeah, you can implement map
in terms of reduce.
with a reduce,
Yeah.
but you cannot implement reduce with a map.
Indeed. Then you need other stuff.
Yeah, a reduce.
Yeah. Or a map and a filter. Maybe.
But filter is a reduce.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
All right. So this should be that. So if we have a few subscribers, right? Yeah, a few. So if I publish something now, our new porch. We don't have a new porch.
You have an old porch.
Yeah, it's decently aged. There was a bunch of emails in. And
Cool.
most of them probably bounced, so Postmark might complain.
Yeah.
We'll see. And since I'm not added as a subscriber yet, I didn't get it. Let's add me.
Very good name.
Solid. So let's publish again. More on that porch thing. Ah! Lotion? Good there.
Bamboo API error. 2 foof 5 out.
Inactive recipients are the one that have generated a hard bounce spam complaint or manual suppression. Okay, so
Maybe you need a test or dev email service.
So what I can actually do is just shut this terminal down, start it back up, and just not source the credentials. It works without managing the sounds. Am I logged in? Yeah, all right, I still have my session. More, that porch thing, V2. Okay, so that threw some errors in a different way.
Authentication failed.
Fetch application environment, familiar with mailer for application, familiar because configuration was not set. I thought I had covered this actually, but I might be wrong.
Yes, I'll go and generate some white noise.
More water is what he's doing.
Yep. Using white noise.
So yeah, if and yeah, it's actually even beachables dev and all of these. And we can suppress these for the development environment, but it's also nice to be able to send email in development.
It's. I think it's better to have some kind of dev mail server.
I'm sure Bamboo has a dev thing. Available adapters. Test adapter. Using your test. Local adapter. Stores email in memory. Sure. Go with that.
Yep.
Alright. So I don't configure it if there's not an email. So I can actually let it still configure that one.
Yep.
Then config familiar.mailer.
That looks cool.
Yeah, I wonder if that
Let's do this.
Start. Okay.
Oh, remove the S in HTTPS line 81.
Oh. I'm also not convinced that I wanted to open every single email every time I send email. Well, let's at least give it a shot.
Let's do it once.
Yeah. Come on, that'll be fun. All right, I need to restart it because I changed the config. It's a little bit too much for the hot reload. I think I would need to add these to my router or something, which I don't feel like bothering with. So let's just remove that.
Yep.
Oh, no comment. Please. So now, no explosions from the email, and
Cool.
it logs every email.
That's very good.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool.
Okay.
It can send updates now.
Yeah.
So, the thing to discuss, I guess we can do the whole no code thing. Is this what no code?
Yeah.
Have you heard about the no code movement?
We're not doing the no-code movement right now because we're very static. But if I start to move in this direction... Sorry.
Yeah. No, but the thing that remains that I would want this to do is add settings for the user so they can say like, oh, I want a weekly email about what has been published. Yeah, so digests. Or I want a daily.
Yep.
And at a later point, like I want my updates through these channels, please, or only this channel.
Some kind of filter.
Yeah, and later on I would probably add an RSS feed as well.
Yeah.
So you have a keyed RSS feed that's only for you. And there are so many ways to tackle doing sort of a digest. So running it on a cron seems reasonable.
Yep.
And then should the user get to decide at what time of day they want it?
Nah.
And then it sort of batches the previous. It doesn't seem right that it should send it at midnight. And what midnight?
Yeah.
Server time at midnight. That's very arbitrary for someone 8 hours away.
But it's still very hard to say the user's time zone if the user doesn't specify it?
You can set it based on the browser when they log in the first time.
Is that usually correct?
I think it has a decent chance of being correct. And then you can just let them change it to the notification settings. And then it also sort of makes sense to let them set a time that they would like to.
Yeah, you need a settings page.
Yeah, for that we do need a settings page. But then we also need to dynamically run cron jobs.
Yeah, run it once
like
an hour.
schedule. Oh, you're thinking just run it once an hour and figure out if any given person that needs notifying should get this notification at that time. There's also another option for doing that kind of thing, or a few different options. So there's a work queue library called Open in Elixir. That's really good. And it has support for specifying cron. So rather than manually scheduling work, you can say run this on cron.
Cool.
And I think it now has features for dynamically updating what cron schedules are in there.
Yep.
It didn't. First time I looked at it, it didn't have that, but I think they've added it. It might be a pro-only module, and in that case, I would probably just end up using Quantum instead, which does scheduling with cron.
Nice.
In Elixir. So then it will just fire off a process at that time. And then it means whenever the user changes their setting, we figure out, okay, what setting did we have? Scratch that one, add this new one. So that's their cron schedule. And we need to be able to on app shut down and restore and start to sort of rehydrate the saved settings. So
yeah, or you could run it once an hour or once every minute and check.
Yeah, that's not necessarily very expensive.
Yeah,
we just keep the last published timestamp.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Has anything happened? Because if we haven't published anything since last, we probably shouldn't be sending in. Actually, that gets complicated. Because we can't just save one timestamp, we would have to save one per subscriber or something.
You could do that.
Because, yeah.
Last time sent to the subscriber. It's not too much data.
No.
It's an int.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. So there's the tricky part is more that there are many ways of doing it than actually finding a way to do it.
Yep. So
like
now,
what the trade-offs are.
Yeah, what's the drawbacks with this absolutely stupid way to do it?
No, but I think timing using cron is fine.
Yep.
Just making it run intermittently. You could also do something where it flags, like when a post is published, it creates a bunch of notification items for the subscribers that exist, and depending on their settings, we process those at different times, and then we don't have to really worry about missing things or time overlaps or anything. It's like, okay, now, so we missed yesterday because of an outage, but we have these 2 days of notifications lined up. Then we'll just send all of those.
Yep.
When it's time. So that would be one way of doing it.
Yeah. So
get back in frame.
No, I don't wanna.
Frame.
Okay. There. Yeah.
Look casual. Actually, it slightly looks like I'm leaning on the shelf here, but I'm totally leaning on this invisible chair.
He's totally leaning on the shelf.
Yeah. And that's
Oh.
Okay. I'm a professional. All right. Actually, I think that's a decent place to wrap the stream.
Yep.
I don't think we have to decide exactly how to tackle that now. And after the stream, I'm heading back into day-to-day work. So I'm not sure how many of the streams will actually feature this particular piece of project. I do want to sort of start to dog food it with my family and friends. So I might actually be deploying this quite soon. And I might be doing that without scheduling notifications. I just need to update the copy for that.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yep.
And but yeah, it should essentially be ready to do things with. There's a bunch of sort of operations stuff depending on how hands-on or hands-off I want deployment to be. So do I want to Docker it, or do I throw it on a server and build it on the server and then stand it up there because I'm just trying it out? We'll see.
Yep.
But that's the idea.
Yeah, this was a fun stream.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on. It's been fun to have actual in-person company.
Yeah.
Both vaccinated, by the way. So
Yeah, we are.
don't worry.
So it's cool. Thank you for having.
It's a pleasure, and we will. I think we have a recording in 2 weeks. So, but that doesn't really matter to the viewers because our podcasting schedule is not synced up with our podcasting releases. So
Yeah, it's very asynchronous.
yeah,
As it should be.
but we might be doing a Teaching Elixir thing Monday, so
Yeah.
that might show up Monday, Tuesday, something like that.
It's cool.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.